Are you a real estate investor looking for 100% financing for a fix and flip? Are you feeling like finding a lender that would be willing to do 100% of the purchase and 100% of the rehab is starting to feel like a fairy tale? Well, maybe, just maybe, you might be right. Or maybe the deal that you have sourced to the lender is wide and doesn't make sense for 100% financing. In this video, I'm going to explain what a lender like myself looks for in a borrower and a property to extend 100% financing or fix and flip. If you follow this exact blueprint, you should not have no problems with finding a lender that would do 100% of the rehab and 100% of the purchase. And if you are a private money lender, hopefully this video will shed some light on how to extend a loan at 100% for a fix and flip if you're comfortable and if that's your model. Hi, I'm Anitra Preston, co-founder of Vertical Capital. We are a direct private money lending company located in New Orleans, Louisiana. We lend money to local real estate investors, and we teach investors how to become private money lenders. If you've been wondering how to get started with private money lending and don't know where to begin, join our school community today, where you can learn everything there is to start your private money lending business. The link is in the description. Okay, let's be real. 100% financing is super, super, super risky. It is very rare that a lender will do 100% financing from both the purchase and the repairs, aka the rehab costs. That's why it's hard to find a lender willing to do it. Simply put, a lender does not want all of their hard-earned cash inside of a deal where the borrower has zero risk involved. What happens if a borrower has zero risk involved? The possibilities are endless. What do you think the risk might pose? The borrower can walk away. The borrower could do job abandonment, meaning start a project and just never complete it, which is also walking away. There's lots of risk involved. But if you have some thoughts or you want to share your thoughts on those risks, go ahead and leave your comments below. And we'd be more than happy to engage with you in that comment section. Also, I want to be clear when I talk about private money lenders. I'm not talking about your large national companies like your Lima Wines or your iFund Cities, those lenders that are backed by institutional capital. I'm talking straight small companies like myself who use either their own capital or raise capital from private individuals. I'm talking 100% hard-earned cash that is not backed by a bank. So let's get on the same page when we talk about 100% financing. I want to add some context or definition to it. I feel like the term gets tossed around in the real estate market or the real estate world, and it kind of loses its elasticity or its true definition, right? And so when I talk about 100% financing, I'm talking mainly the idea of you not having to put down a down payment. It does not exclusively mean that there will not be any cost to you as the borrower to bring to the closing table. Although you can have some of those costs such as property insurance, the down payment points, other associated closing costs can very well be included in the financing. It all has to make sense, though, for the private, aka hard money lender. So, for example, if you have a property and the purchase price is 100%, $100,000, not percent. Generally, the lender will go ahead and fund 100% of the $100,000. And so, like I said before, there may be some additional costs that may be outside of that. But when it makes sense, if it makes sense for a private hard money lender such as myself and my partner in Vertical Capital, it is very well possible that you can have all those fees float through the loan, aka increasing your principal loan amount. All right. So let's talk about a few requirements for 100% financing for fix and flip. These are some things that we like to see as lenders. So number one, of course, experience. We like to see at least 3 projects that meet or exceed the requested loan amount, right? So, for example, if you're requesting a loan amount of $150,000, I need to see a fix and flip project. I need to see 3 fix and flip projects that meet the $150,000 or have exceeded the $150,000. And if you yourself as a borrower, you do not have the experience, then I'm going to suggest to you to go out and partner with someone who is willing to personally guarantee the loan, because you're personally guaranteeing the loan as well, who is willing to personally guarantee the loan with you that meets that requirement, right? Another requirement is I want to see a clearly defined exit strategy. Meaning, if I'm going to give you a full $150,000 and you're not coming to the closing table with anything, I need to see how and when you plan on paying me back. I would like to see multiple exit strategies, to be honest with you. So you have to have a clearly defined process. And when you have a clearly defined process, that also kind of tells the lender, hey, there's some competency here, and there's some things that, I might be able to consider with this borrower. Cash reserves. Listen, you cannot completely come with zero, with nothing. No money in the bank, no reserves, nothing like that. That doesn't secure me, nor does it give me a mind or a peace of mind, knowing that I'm coming out of pocket 100% of the cost on the project, and you, the borrower, have zero risk involved. I need to see if you have the money for cost overruns. And the reason for that is generally once a lender sets its principal loan amount, the likelihood in the event of cost overruns for us to increase that loan for you to get those cost overruns is very, very slim. No, I'm lying. It's not going to happen. That's the truth. So if I set a loan at $150,000 and $50,000 is your construction budget and you go over that, I need to be able to see in your bank account how you're going to recover from those cost overruns. Meaning, if the construction was $50,000 and you're now running at $10,000 over, aka $60,000, I need to see $10,000 or some type of reserves as to how you're going to recover on those cost overruns. Another thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking at your bank statements is I'm looking at your ability to pay my monthly note. And so should every other lender out there, right? I'm also taking a look at your project scope. The project scope has to match the experience level. Experience is, for example, if you have a fix and flip project or you have fix and flip experience at $100,000, and then now you're asking me for $300,000, and the scope is kind of complex and moving walls and all, and we have city planning and code enforcement and all this kind of stuff involved. I might not feel comfortable extending 100% to you. I may still extend you the loan via the experienced partner, if you have the experienced partner, and some additional requirements I may consider, but I might not consider 100%. Okay, I probably will. Quick, but I'm just saying, I'm just talking about a few different ways of how to position yourself to get asset to your private money or hard money lender, right? You have to position yourself to where it makes me somewhat comfortable at extending you that loan. Now, some lenders Will it do a credit check? We don't at Vertical Capital, but just know a poor credit score in history may deter the maximum loan amount that you possibly can get. So if you're going out for 100% financing and then your credit score or your credit history don't check out, it's not that you might not get the loan, you just might not get it at 100% financing. So let's talk about costs. For 100% financing, sometimes the cost for these loans can be higher than if you put a down payment on it, right? Thus raising concerns for a possible decrease in net profits. This cost vary from region to region. Out west, that probably looks like about 16% and 4 points or 16% and 3 points. Again, the cost for a 100% fix and flip loan may increase from your normal loan is in the event that you had put down a down payment, right? Here in Louisiana, here in New Orleans, I already charged 16% and 3 points. And this has nothing to do with 100% financing. This is exactly what we charge if a down payment had been involved. So look, side note, if you are out west and you're looking for better returns on your money than parking cash in the sun, may be a good idea, right? So property types.
Sweet.
For us, we stick to our criteria. Our criteria is single family, 1 to 4 units, right? And in some lenders, again, they also generally, I want to say kind of nationally across the board, generally we want to try to stick to single families. But if you have something outside of that, it's a strong possibility. You could find a lender who would do it, but that's even like more rare, right? Than someone extending 100% financing on a multi-family. I've never seen it done. Not sure who is doing it and in what consideration they would do that. Those properties are typically the kind of like on the higher risk side. We're talking about a different exit strategy because we're talking about a different buyer pool, right? So in a single family space, the buyer pool, of course, is larger because we're dealing with everybody, pretty much everybody under the sun who wants to buy a house, right? And so to lower our risk on 100% fix and flips, don't be surprised if the lender asks for additional collateral. If you are a lender, you absolutely should consider cross-collateralization. And so this should not be on a personal property. I'm going to do a video on that and show you why cross-collateralization should not be included on personal property. But again, stay tuned for that video. So let me show you when this works. I was going to do a PowerPoint on this particular borrower where we extended 100% financing for a fix and flip loan. But since I'm living in the age of show me the receipts, let me just pull the application. And so we have, let's scroll down here. I want to go back up to, I think, his credit score. So the credit score is okay here, right, at 680. But again, he's doing a fix and flip. But I believe with a 680, he would be able to refinance us out if he was unable to sell the property. One thing too, guys, when considering 100% financing and the risk involved in it, this all goes back to your best underwriting practices. And we talk about that extensively in our school community. So again, if you're looking to be a private money lender or wondering how you can supplement your income or just add it to your current investment strategy, try checking out our school community. Again, descriptions in the box above, right? And so let's talk about this property. We're not going to go into underwriting on this. We do this extensively on our YouTube channel, and you've probably seen us underwrite this deal already before. But 7580 Avalon Way was super, super nice in its elder's condition. A lot of the work had already been done prior to this borrower coming, requesting this particular loan. So we want to talk about the numbers here. So again, the borrower checked out. He has 8 years of experience. He is a builder, a local builder here in our market. So as far as the complexity and the scope of work, and his level of renovations, his level of new construction, his ability to handle 85,000, guys, this is really low for him. I think he averages $200,000 to $300,000 on his work, right? So that checks out. And so I believe his total loan amount, like I said right here, is 85,000. The ARV checked out. We agreed to the ARV at 85,000. So we lend up to 65%. Every lender has a different LTV. So everything, this is why the 100% financing makes sense. Because at the 65% of 185,000, my maximum loan amount could very well be $120,000. So in this case, he's buying the property at 50,000. He is going to inject 35,000 of construction costs. The construction cost shows you, to tell you that it's really cosmetic. There's no walls being moved, no square footages being added of that nature. So this makes sense. So yes, I'm going to extend here. When we had extended this borrower 100% on his purchase price, and we had extended him 100% on his construction costs. This property, when I looked at it in the scope of work that needs to be done, he very well can get out of this loan in probably within 6 months. 8 months is what his max is. We'll probably give him the 8 months to get it done, but I'm confident that he'll get it out. Again, worst case scenario, Elridge and I, we don't believe typically in a foreclosure process. We try our best not to do that. So we had to take this property back. And again, we wouldn't have all the 35,000 out. And I make sure you're not doing that. You know, if you're gonna do 100% financing, I'm not giving him 35,000 cash at the closing table. And best on day one, I'm probably all in on this property at 50,000 plus a few closing costs. So you can probably say I'm all in on day one at about $52,000, $53,000 on a property that is worth 185, but better yet, in its as-is condition. If he does nothing else to this property, if I close on this property today at the 52,000 and he walks away, the property's worth $120,000, guys. That's like a little over 50% on a spread. It's a no-brainer to me. So again, 100% fix and flip. It is possible. There are lenders out there that are willing to do it, like Vertical Capital. But if you learn how to position yourself and you can find what another investor of mine, he calls these slam dunk deals. These deals are out there, guys, and you very well can find that. And you also can find a lender to do it. My partner likes to say, if the deal is good, the money will come. To further secure us, when we do a fix and flip at 100% financing, this is on a bond for deed. You heard me talk about this before. Right? And so, again, in other areas, I believe it's called a deed for contract or contract for deed. I never looked it up, y'all didn't get the correction. But anyway, those of you who are in those states that have the contract for deed, which is all the 49, Louisiana is the only one with the bond for deed. This is another way that you use to secure yourself in lowering your risk. Remember, as a private money, hard money lender, you are in the business of lowering your risk. And so for those of you who don't know what it is, we will take possession of this property and resell it to the borrower all on the same day in one complete transaction. So we will buy the property at the full loan amount of the $85,000 and just resell it to him on terms, aka the title stays with Vertical Capital. And when he is complete with the project and the project sold, the title is then released, and it actually goes off to the end buyer.